fact that the little ballerina is a vampire not be the biggest twist in the film? Obviously, if you showed this to someone blind, that would be a whole thing on its own, but if someone goes in, having watched the trailer, knowing what's happening, knowing that this is the film where they kidnap a ballerina vampire, and it's absolutely hilarious, you would be stunned, I think, by how much this film still manages to surprise you from there. That is maybe even more impressive than how much they commit to the hilarious bit. Abigail is a film starring both Melissa Barrera and Catherine Newton, two great modern-day scream queens, and it also has danstevens, who is once again playing a role where he kind of looks ugly, which is super impressive considering he's an extremely beautiful man, and it's almost a crime that they have him looking like that when he could have been like the hottest vampire this side of the 21st century. Like, just upsetting. Anyway, this group of people are hired to kidnap this little girl of a rich guy, and the setup, the first act, where they are just looking after this girl and like they've got her kidnapped, and there's all this intrigue about what's going on, whose daughter is she really. When they find that out, it's oh shit, and then one of them gets killed and they start to go, uh-oh, is there a hitman in the house coming for us? Like, it feels like a disaster film, how much great setup there is before the oh shit hits the fan moment of the little girl going vampire mode and revealing that she is the female child version of Jigsaw. This is a hilarious movie. You've got a guy who looks like Elon Musk if he was as jacked as Elon Musk believes he is, Matthew Good is a naughty ancient boy, and Giancarlo Esposito just appearing in everything consistently as the official new Samuel L. Jackson. He's everywhere, and I love it because he's great. It's such a fun film. It's not at all a one-trick pony, which is super impressive. It's got so much more to it than just the hook. But at the same time, the fact that she is a 12-year-old ballerina vampire the charm of that never wears off. Melissa Barrera being covered in blood is pretty much its own genre of cinema at this point, and it's a great one. I love that we got Catherine Newton in this one with her. I wish we could have found a way to fit Samara Weaving in there as well, because honestly it would have been like a Scream Queen era definer at that point, but it's still great. It's the kind of film that I had high expectations for going into the cinema, thought it was going to be great. It exceeded my expectations, and I came out of the cinema thinking, damn, I really loved that. And then I rewatched it again after loving it that much at the cinema just the other day, and went, actually, this is even better than I'm giving it credit for. 2024 is a better horror year than we are, any of us, giving it credit for. One of the more impressive things here is the way that the film manages to reinvent itself, because it has to do that a few times to actually make it through even a relatively short runtime, because it's not the kind of plot that would be able to stand on its own, but it just keeps going and keeps doing more, and I love that. I feel like all three acts are really individual. The first act is all the setup, and it's almost like the setup of a disaster film. The second act is just this kid just being hilarious and so talented. Alicia Weir is incredible. If she wasn't that good at dancing and acting, this would not work, but she's just that good. Melissa Barrera is also just an amazing lead, really works well, and all the other characters just pull their weight. And I loved how much Catherine Newton and the Elon Musk shaped guy really lasted. That surprised me this time. I forgot how far through they actually made it, and that is a big helpful part of this as well. There's just so much about this that I really love. What you've really got here is Ready or Not with vampires. It's the kind of, there are very rare few films that manage to nail the mixture of kind of comedy, horror, and like some action in there, but those two films both do it. Hard Eyes actually did that pretty well recently. I thought that was also great. And it's something that shouldn't work that well or be that funny. It's unreasonable how great it is, and it is down to just the entire cast being perfect, and the film just having good enough writing to be able to kind of keep your attention in the first act and then stick the landing. I feel like the third act is maybe the weakest, but I liked it more on rewatch, and it managed to stick the landing where it would be very difficult to do so in a film like this. So I'm giving She Really Ate. She slayed. 4 stars. I think I respect even more that even though they kind of left this almost open for a sequel, they never had any plans, never wanted to do it. I love that because it's so good as a standalone, and it would be kind of depressing if they tried to do more, I think. Yeah. Subscribe for stuff. Do it, yeah.